Hi everyone, today it's going to be a portfolio review. So once again, a disclaimer, I'm not a professional, I don't work for Adobe. I am just sharing my personal opinion and advice that is based on, my personal experience with stock photography and with Adobe and with generating AI images. So please don't take it too personally, and hopefully everyone can learn a little bit from what I am saying in this portfolio reviews. Okay, so let's share the screen now. So as always, I will scroll down a couple of pages so that you get a general understanding of what the portfolio looks like. Today I would like to also give like maybe general advice on what to generate as a beginner, and then I will just talk about some of the images, but I will not go like picture by picture because I don't think it's really important to do that, but my goal is to just give a general advice on how to improve and what to do or what not to do. So this user is not generating in Midjourney, and they have about 1200 images in their portfolio. So I have to say that 1200 images are not much, and some people are really able to generate actually like thousands of images a month. So when you generate just a few like this, and 1200 is a few, you cannot really expect huge results. You really need to upload like big amounts of quality images consistently to see kind of like good consistent results, in my opinion. All right, so let's do 5, and then I will get back to the beginning. So the first of the things that I'm going to say is that I can see that there is a lot of square images, and I would advise against generating squares. So when I give this kind of advice, like don't do squares, there will be always somebody in the comments who would say, but I am generating squares and they do sell well for me. Well, yes, it can be true, but generally the squares are not the aspect ratio that sells best. And when you are generating squares, I believe that you should have a particular use in mind, and I will give an example, and then okay, you can generate a square. But if you don't have that particular use in mind and you're just generating random images on random topics, then I would stick to horizontal or vertical images, 3:2, 2:3, 16:9, 9:16, And then you can also make a couple of like what's it called? I forgot the word, like I don't know, like a horizontal image, the banners. Yes, hello. So you can also do some banners. But when you are generating squares, so I'm gonna give you one example. So when you wanna buy a greeting, like a physical paper greeting, like happy birthday, Merry Christmas, this kind of stuff, and you go to the store, you can see that the majority is like vertical, but also there are some square ones. So there you can see that there is some market for square greetings. So you can create some holiday content that is a square. There it makes sense. You are purposefully creating something that you know that might sell. But as I said, don't just do random stuff and make it a square. It will not sell well for you. So I'm gonna get to the beginning. And so besides the squares, I would say that a lot of images are quite dark. And just generally speaking, I would say that there are some basic rules in stock photography that, you know, when you are a beginner and you're not a photographer, you're not a stock photographer, you're just starting out because it's AI and you kind of like the idea of generating AI images and selling them, I think that sticking to the general stock photography rules is a good idea. So, and the rules are generally the lighter images sell better than the darker ones. The images with people sell better than the images without people. Some people say I didn't feel like it is true for me, but you can try it. People say that the images that have text in them sell better than the images without text. I would say like happy images, like when you are generating like a businessman, if he's like smiling, it will sell better than a serious looking businessman. So like lighter, brighter, happier images sell generally better than like serious, doom and gloom, darker images. So these are general rules. Also, the other one, the images with copy space sell better than the images with center composition. So if you have a main object in your image and you put it to the right or to the right or to the left, and then there is a space for copy, for text, it will generally sell better than the image with the center composition. So if I was a beginner at the stock photography, I would at first really try and stick to those rules and see what happens. And when you are good at this like stock looking stock images, then you can like experiment. And of course there is a market for darker images, for like more serious topics, for the doom and gloom and everything like that, of course. But I believe that for people who are the beginners, it is not helpful to tell you, well, everything sells and you can generate just whatever, right? You can generate dark, light, on colorful background, on gray background, with people, without people, illustrations, just do whatever you want. Well, then what do I do, right? So, and if I had to give this advice, these are the rules that I would start with. And then when you kind of get the understanding of what's a good stock photo, then you can experiment and kind of broaden what you generate. So in my opinion, these are a little bit dark, and also I noticed that there's not a lot of people in your images. We will talk about the health ones. So I don't know if it's because you generate like not in Midjourney and people don't look realistic. It depends, but I would try to do images with people in them. We can look at Adobe Insights and like what's popular later. Okay, so these are mine like general advices, and then let's look at a couple of images here. So for example, we'll start with this one. So in general, again, if I look at the image and I don't know what's in the image, why is it created, it's generally a bad image. I should understand what you are trying to tell me by this image right away, because the client will not look for an hour at your image to understand what your concept is, and if it's not readable right away, then it's not a good image. I will click on it so we can look at it a little bit better. So what it says: modern digital clock, time sequence, busy city life, dynamic motion, hustle and bustle, long exposure photography, blurred background. Well, this is not what I'm getting from this image. I don't see the busy city life. I don't see the motion in there. There is a blurred background, and I can tell it's in the city, but I don't get the dynamic, busy, as you say, hustle and bustle from this image. And I don't understand why this kind of messed up digital clock would signify this. Also, this kind of like messy numbers do not belong on good stock photography. It should be simple, clear, without any like visual clutter, and this is visual clutter and bad quality when you know the numbers are all messed up and you cannot really tell what it actually is. So this image would be a bad stock image. This one, let's see. So antique pocket watch, vintage feather pen, old book, sunlit wooden table, macro photography, warm nostalgic decor. Okay, so nostalgia is quite popular, but it's more like you know, 80s, 70s, 90s, a kind of nostalgia. This is, in my opinion, is like a bit too old. And also, I don't understand, like, besides these being like antique stuff, what the image is supposed to tell me. Is it like an advertisement for an antique store? Is it the way we would show it? Also, the watch doesn't have the handles, and you have to be careful about how numbers are written, because the details are quite important. So like, I understand what's in the image, but I'm not understanding why it's there and what message you are trying to sell with this image. Also, like, for example, person standing in illuminated building at night. Yes, that is what it is. But is it like is it supposed to be a concept? Is it like loneliness or something like that? And if it is, then it's a good idea to edit into the description, like what you are trying to actually tell us with this image. And also, I shouldn't be actually thinking about what you're telling us, but it has to be really clear from me just looking at the image. So the flowers, I mean, of course you can like generate floral backgrounds, but there's like really a lot of them. So if so you can see it's almost like 4 million images for floral backgrounds. So the competition is quite big, and I would say that it's quite hard to compete in those kind of topics that a lot of people generate on. So my advice would be to avoid those because I just don't think that you will get a lot of sales. So the summer kind of like drone images could be popular, but they should look a little bit more realistic, and especially I think this picture on the right just doesn't look real the way that the sun umbrellas are in there. So I would again look at the competition, maybe what is selling well on other stock sites. Like I would try drone image of a sun, umbrellas, or something like that, and I would search on Shutterstock, sort by popular, and see what kind of images are there, and then generate something a little bit better. For the health related images, I would advise, and you said I think that some of them are selling well for you, but with the generated images I would be really careful, because it is very often not very accurate in depicting like organs and stuff like that. So this is supposed to be like endocrine system. I cannot tell by looking at the image if the glands and everything are displayed correctly here, but the professionals who buy this kind of images kind of can tell if it's accurate. And if it's like nonsense, it will not be sold. So for the healthcare kind of imagery, I would go for more conceptual ones. So for example, you have a backache and you're like, oh, my back hurts, and then you can visualize a little part of the spine with like red color that signifies pain, you know, something like that. Something that doesn't have to be super detailed depiction of human anatomy and organs and stuff like that. The boxer gloves, you have a multiple of those, so I think it's not bad, but like it signifies kind of a fight. You have the thunder in there, so you should play with the position of the gloves, because I think that if they were like this, it would be a better image to signify a fight. So this I wanted to talk about. A destroyed city imagined by AI resembling Gaza, Palestine. So I hope you all know, but if you don't know, Adobe doesn't allow you to generate images that depict an actual place and event. So you kind of avoided it by saying that it's like resembling Gaza. That is not really Gaza, but it resembles Gaza, right? So I would advise against it. Why? Well, who is going to buy this image? The person who is going to buy this image, will they illustrate something and say that it resembles Gaza? I don't think so. If they are going to buy this image, they are going to say that this is a bombarded Gaza. But it's not. So they would be, spreading the like fake news kind of stuff. And then somebody might complain to Adobe. And even though you said like it's not Gaza, it's resembling Gaza, but it was misused by the client, you can get potentially banned by Adobe. And I would just stay away from it. I understand that the current wars is probably like a popular topic on stocks, and that the imagery might sell well, but I would stick to the more conceptual images like you have there somewhere, like this, right? You have the scarf, the Palestinian kind of scarf, with the watermelons that again are the symbol, and and I would do this, and not in the square, right? You will generate the horizontal image. You will not clutter it with watermelons. You will just have one slice and maybe play with the background color like blue. And you can say in the description something like freedom for Palestine concept with, or the Palestinian symbols or whatever, and this is okay. But generating the bombarded places and saying that it like resembles something but it's not it, I don't know, like my advice is don't do it. It's not a great idea. You can you can try to generate, this is like not a military drone, this is something else, but like you can generate on the topic of war, like what is relevant right now, like military drones, I don't know, maybe some nuclear explosions, something like that. But do not try and do the actual place. It is not allowed, and you might get in trouble. And as I said, I think that there are different ways to create images on this topic, if that is the topic that you want to cover. All right, so this, right? And there were some more with the paints. So this is not a commercial grade image, basically. And this is a lot of like kind of mess and visual clutter, and it like the commercial image has to be clean, sleek, nice looking, no clutter. You should get what's on it right away. I will try and search for the paint. So I have only the generative images filtered, but yeah, so this is like enough for me to show. So like I would say this image is good. There's nothing like, and the images from this series, so there is nothing, no clutter, right? There is a can of paint, you can see the color, there is a brush, it has this paint color on it, it's on a blue background. You can do an image with copy space by placing these to the side, it would be even better. And this is how it should look, a good commercial image. Or for example, this. It's colorful, it's pretty, the cans are generally not dirty. This is what I would want to buy if I was looking for this kind of images. And well, this, for example, in my opinion, is already like not good. It's just too much mess in there. So like this, maybe this is what I would go for. Also, the paints should not be like textured much, because it might signify that it's an old paint. This is a good image. This is a bad image. There is some visual clutter and nonsense going on. So this is just this is a, well, maybe not the, you know, the texture of the paint, but like don't overcomplicate it. It's better when it's just simple, clean, nice. This is not it. It will not sell well for you. And it's a good idea. I know it's hard because you guys are trying to generate as more as you can on like different topics, but it's a good idea to research the topic. Just as I said, like take Shutterstock, they don't get the AI images. Sometimes it's a good thing just to see what like the regular photographers would submit, you know, and then look for the topic, see what is popular there. And you don't have to like copy the exact thing that those people are doing, but you can get an understanding, as I said, if the picture is cluttered or clean, if it's light or dark, what is the general rules and trends that people are posting. Again, like if we're doing food photography, first of all, you probably don't grill the cheeseburger like that. You grill the meat and then you kind of put it all together. Maybe you grill a bun a little bit, but placing the whole thing on the grill maybe is not the best idea. But generally, a cheeseburger is generally not a great thing to generate, because once again it will be too much competition. So for cheeseburger we have 210,000 images, and that's just the AI ones. And you can trust me that there is plenty of non-AI, and you can see that how they're created, that they're usually not placed on a grill, but that there is like a shot of it like as a whole meal, or you can have an isolated one, some like more creative one with the splashes and stuff like that. But you can see that the competition is big, and those images look pretty good. So it's hard to kind of compete with it. So if you want to generate food photos, you should again do the research. What is might be like a current food trend, but that is not represented that much on stock, and generate that. And if you just do burgers and fries, and as you later have like cupcakes and donuts, like everyone is doing it, why would they buy your image and not somebody else's? Where you can succeed is like newly popular foods that are not that much covered by stock photographers. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. The as I said, like here, for example, the gym at the school, in my opinion, this is too dark. This is like doom and gloom. It doesn't want me to exercise more. It's kind of sad, and it looks like some old kind of school. I don't know, it just doesn't look like a good commercial image. Again, the office images. Why? Because I've read it in the description. You are saying rainy windows, but why is it rainy? Why is it dark? Why are we in this negative mood? And if there is a reason, like it's like a conceptual thing, then right, like why is it like doom and gloom? Why is it like not a light, nice, modern, as you said, sleek office? Why is it like dark and negative? And why do you think it should sell better than the, you know, modern white white office that gives like happy vibes? You know, like why are we going in this like dark and negative route? So again, here, for example, right? So you are saying in the description, a crumpled rose atop a tall structure tells a tale of sorrow, portraying the emotions of betrayal amidst a backdrop of gloominess and profound sadness. First of all, it looks like New York, like it looks like a Chrysler building in New York. Even though it's like raining, New York in general doesn't. I don't associate with like betrayal and gloominess and profound sadness. Also, your rose is not crumpled. So basically, what's on your image doesn't correspond to your description. Like I would get that if it was some kind of you know, that the rose was in the, now I forgot, like the site where the twins were, there is a new thing there. So if it was there, and then that it's like a remembrance to the people who, you know, died that day or something like that. Yeah, that would make some sense. But just like that, how the image looks and what the description says, it just doesn't correspond, and it doesn't really make sense to me. Again, the healthcare images, I would say that they have potential, but it's better to just do like a conceptual ones, and not trying to say that this actually is what like a digestive system looks like, because I'm not sure this is an actual depiction. Again, like you have a cosmonaut in some storm, it's dark and rainy. Like why I like I don't know, try generating when you are in a good mood, so that happier ideas come to mind. I would say that those gloomy images just will not sell as well. I might be wrong, but it's just what I think. So these images, the festive ones, it should be supposed to be for Ramadan. So it's not like bad, but again, I would not do the squares. And also you are adding, it says like mystical creatures. So I'm not an expert on like Muslim culture, but I've never seen in this kind of like Ramadan images for someone to depict like a dragon or something. So is there a reason? Is it part of the, you know, like a mythology or something? I don't know. And if you don't know, if you are not sure, I would just stick to the more like usual depictions with the lanterns and and this kind of things. But as I said, like, I'm not an expert. Maybe it is what it should be, but then I would do like horizontal image for this prompt. The DNA kind of stuff, I also, to me, it's like too cluttered. There is too much stuff going on. It would be and look better if it was just the DNA structure in those like neon colors, but like on a solid black or dark blue color background without those additional things that you have there. Like the cleaner, simpler, the better at the beginning, right? And then when you kind of see what is selling, what's not, when you are good at it, then you can add stuff like these images. They are very cluttered. Why there are shoes on the table? Like it's messy. Why is it that messy? The football, right? The sports. It's a good topic. Sports. There is a football championship, Olympics, that kind of stuff. Good. Why are there two footballs? Why? It is easy also, like at least in Midjourney, to get rid of the second one and just have the one there and upload it like that. Again, not in a square format. And again, maybe like not with the stormy skies, but yeah, like it's a valid topic to generate on, but the details are important. And there is no reason to have like several balls in there. The fruit image, it looks dark to me, and should be lighter. And also be careful, because when you generate like several fruits, at least Midjourney tends to kind of like this, it's like some merge between like a kiwi and something else. So it kind of like, if you do more stuff together, it starts messing up a little bit, and then again it takes away from the quality of the image, and you cannot tell what kind of fruit it is anymore. So I would maybe not do the mix of fruits, and just concentrate on 2 or 3, and you have to be careful that it doesn't blend them together. Back to school will be a popular topic, so you should generate maybe more images and try to incorporate people. I can see that most of your people are either those health kind of depictions, or the people are looking they're not facing the camera. So I don't know if your generator doesn't generate photorealistic looking people, but the good photorealistic images with people are popular. Also for the back to school topic, it's a good idea to generate like the students. The shoe like again, so what is it supposed to tell us? There's like one shoe and some buildings, and in the background, what does it mean? Who is going to buy it to illustrate what exactly? The boxer gloves, we talked about it. Yeah, again, like for example, the golf ball here, it's okay, but like again, it's kind of like, I know it's like golden hour, but it looks a bit sad. I would go with brighter, lighter images. Same with the baseball, right? I think that the like hospital interiors can be interesting for stock, but again, like I'm not a doctor, I cannot really judge if the bed and the equipment and everything, if it looks realistic. A lot of people are generating like a dentist offices, and I just think that they're sometimes not very realistic looking, and if they're not going to sell well. It has to be looking pretty much as a real dentist office or a real hospital bed. So there, I think it is, as I said, like it could be potentially an interesting topic, but I think those image generators could mess it up a little bit with the depiction. Alright, so we have like a 40-minute video at this point, so I think it's like enough. This is not a bad food image with the noodles. Maybe the chopsticks don't look, it looks like not a chopstick but something else, so I would be careful again with the details in the images, otherwise to me it doesn't look bad. But the chopsticks can be a deciding factor why somebody will not buy it, because it doesn't look like a real chopsticks there. Yeah, like again, like for example, the cookies, why are they in the frying pan? It's just and maybe the like a flat lay, the top view would be better than this view for the cookies, because you can't really see the structure of them, and a frying pan doesn't make sense to me. So it's like you have to think about a lot of things, a lot of details, and it's like not easy. And that's why I'm saying that you should start with these like clean, simpler looking images, and they do sell well on stock. Yeah, you don't have to do a super complicated stuff, in my opinion. So yeah, so I think this is gonna be it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it, and I will see you very soon.